hectic school year, but this was really traumatic this year. So that ought to tell you, you should have left well enough alone.
It was standing room only for the first school board meeting since the district's transportation disaster a week ago. JCPS parents and families packed the Van Hoos Education Center seeking answers. School board members also heard from a number of bus drivers. Most fear a repeat of the first day of school. Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio presented his plan to change this time around. Our Taylor Woods and photojournalist Ian Hardwick were there.
I was mad, confused, perplexed, upset, but the worst of all, I'm disappointed.
A packed house at the Van Hoos Education Center. Parents, staff, students, and community leaders waiting to hear answers about the first day transportation disaster.
I'm disappointed that we didn't follow through on what this board was told was going to happen as we move forward.
District 1 board member Diane Porter spoke on the behalf of her district, where a student got home very late.
Since 1975, when the two districts came together, to my knowledge, we have never had a student taken off the bus at 9:58 p.m. This is unacceptable.
JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio presenting what they've been able to accomplish since the mess. A key fob will be placed on students' book bags so the bus driver can make sure the student is on the right bus. This Friday, staff members will make sure the elementary and middle school students know their bus stop and numbers information. But a new bus tracking app may or may not be ready on Friday, instead looking more like next week.
Or it can have notifications in the afternoon that the bus is entering the neighborhood so that the parent knows that they go meet their bus. We hope to have that ready to go. At a minimum, it will be early next week.
As far as a long-term plan, Dr. Polio says an internal audit team would be beneficial to keep track of analysis and leading causes of current systems the school system is using. But board members want an outside independent review. In Louisville, Taylor Woods, WHAS 11 on your side.
JCPS continues to collaborate with their solutions with Alpha Route and plans to have UPS review its routes. This Friday is the first day redo for elementary and middle schoolers. And then on Monday, it's high schoolers and everyone else. That will be the full test. We did hear from one JCPS bus driver last night during that school board meeting who reiterated the need for more communication and how many of the drivers are also parents themselves who chose this job for the flexibility, but with these new routes that took them away.
I'm used to being able to get to my kids at a certain time. I'm used to being able to have dinner with them every day. And the way this new routing system is going, I won't be able to, even if it went perfectly, I wouldn't be able to get home till about 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. So there has to be some things to change. It has to be, because just like Marty Polio said, when he had his first speech, he's a dad first. We're parents too, and right now we're not able to see our kids.
Bus drivers have continued practicing their new routes while kids have been home. The question remains, will it be better come Friday? JCPS has planned to roll out a partnership with T-Mobile to implement its new bus tracking app. According to the district, the technology will use T-Mobile software and EDU log for an app interface, which currently serves districts as large as 1.8 million students. In southern Indiana, the Greater Clark County team uses Ride 360. Director of Transportation Daniel Borders calls it a benefit not just for parents, but drivers too.
Tell our drivers all the time, when you look in that rearview mirror, don't look at it as 30, 40, 50 kids. I mean, that's representing 30, 40, 50 worlds.
In Clark County, the transition was not seamless. Borders said at first the school system had separate providers for bus GPS systems and that app, but they are now all consolidated, making it a lot better. If you are a JCPS parent who needs something for your kids to do while school remains closed, you can head to one of the city's 14 parks and rec centers. Some of them include Sun Valley, South Louisville, and Portland, and others offering educational programming along recreational options in partnership with the I Would Rather Be Reading program. The center offers amenities like gymnasiums, Wi-Fi, and computer labs. Some will also provide lunch for your kids thanks to Dare to Care. They'll be open today and tomorrow beginning at 9 each morning. And to read more about JCPS's reopening plan or to see all the school boards meeting in full, we have you linked up on our website, WHAS11.com. Indiana State Police have identified a man killed during an exchange of gunfire with police in Jeffersonville. It happened around 11:30 Tuesday night on North Shore Drive, right across from the 2nd Street Bridge. Sergeant Kerry Hull said police responded to a welfare check after reports of someone making disturbing comments. Hull said 65-year-old Richard Glass told officers he was armed, which then led to Jeffersonville Police, its SWAT team, and ISP to stage outside. Shortly after that, police said Glass began firing at officers and was taken down by a SWAT team member who returned fire.
Eventually they were able to breach into the apartment and confirm that the suspect had been struck. He was confirmed dead at that time by medical personnel on the SWAT team. Immediately after that, the apartment building was cleared to make sure that there were no injuries. Nobody else in this incident was struck. There were any injuries whatsoever, other than the suspect being struck by the SWAT team member.
Sergeant Hull said the entire incident lasted around 3 hours. That investigation is still underway. The man accused of shooting a Carroll County teen to death told police he'd been drinking before that. According to the arrest citation, 40-year-old Timothy Stone admitted he'd had 10 beers and a shot of bourbon before his gun went off, hitting 16-year-old Bryce Stewart once in the chest. The arrest citation went on to say Stone was attempting to show Stewart his rifle when it happened. He's currently facing manslaughter charges and is being held on a $100,000 bond. Stewart was starting his junior year at Carroll County High. A West Louisville pool is beyond repair, according to the city's Assistant Director of Planning. Those of you in the Algonquin neighborhood were invited to give your input on what to do with your pool, and the city plans to replace the whole thing, which is about 60 years old. In those plans, there are some new slides, a climbing wall, and a splash pad. Residents have called for renovations for years now, but this time it's different because the project has actual funding.
We're basically taking a pool that was built in the 60s and bringing it up to current standards, and we want to make it something fun for kids to play in.
The Camp Taylor pool also needs serious renovations. About $9 million has been allocated to improve both pools. There will be another meeting tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Park Hill Community Center.